Alright, tonight we are making oven-baked ravioli with meat sauce. I am using the vegetarian meat product instead of ground beef, but you could use ground beef or sausage. And since we're trying to get this all done, I've prepared ahead some of the things. And I checked the clock. It took me about 12 minutes to get everything ready. And that's with the recipe I've never done before. So I have right here 8 ounces of the vegetarian meat, a half a cup of carrot, a third of a cup of onion, and 1 clove of garlic. And I'm going to put it in the skillet and brown that. And if you were using ground beef or sausage, you would do the same thing, but again, you would have to drain the fat afterwards, which I'm not going to do. And since I used the vegetarian and it has no oil, no fat, I went ahead and put olive oil in there. So now I'm just going to let this go ahead and brown a little. I went ahead and got the tomatoes ready. The recipe calls for a 14.5 ounce can of diced tomatoes, 1 cup of water, a can of tomato paste, and then the spices, 2 teaspoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of dried Italian seasoning, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. If you don't have the Italian seasoning, just mix in, you know, different seasonings that you have, basil, thyme, those types of things. I went ahead and just put the seasonings in with the tomatoes so that I can just dump it all in there as soon as this is good and hot.
And what is the recipe?
It's baked ravioli with meat sauce. Alright, now I've already gone ahead and cooked, because this also calls for either chopped ham or chopped bacon. I'm using the vegetarian bacon. I cooked mine in the microwave because it's supposed to be crispy. Chopped it up, that's 1/2 cup. It calls for 1 cup of shredded mozzarella, which we're going to use divided use, as they would say, and it calls for ravioli. You can use either ravioli or tortellini, whichever you prefer. And it calls for 1/2 of a 30-ounce package of cheese ravioli or 1 15-ounce cheese-filled tortellini, but I am using the 5-cheese ravioli. Really, the only thing that is going to take any time in this is the carrots. If you don't chop them fine like they said, then of course they're going to take a little longer to cook. So make sure that you chop them down and don't have big slices. But the nice thing about this recipe is that it's very quick. Okay, so that is going. Now I'm going to follow the recipe and put in the tomatoes. Remember, I already put the sugar and the Italian seasoning and black pepper in here. The water, 1 cup of water, and 1 can of tomato paste. Now I already have French bread sliced that I will be fixing to go with the dinner, just wrapping it in foil, putting olive oil mixed with some garlic powder and maybe some Parmesan cheese. Then just wrapping it up in foil, putting it in the oven at 350 so that it's really nice and toasty. And my daughter is going to be making some baked green beans to go with this, and we'll have a green salad. And then you have a really nice dinner. Okay, so now that I have that in there, I'm just going to stir it. One thing I did there that I should not have done probably because I'm trying to talk and do this and I'm new to this, is I scraped the spatula on the side of the pan. That just makes a mess that you're going to have to clean up. So don't make any extra work for yourself. So now this has to simmer, has to come to a boil. Then I'm going to reduce the heat and simmer it for 5 minutes, stirring occasionally. So that will be it for now.